What's going on, everyone? Nick Filato of Big Blue View here to talk some Giants football. Look, it's been a little while since we discussed the New York Giants on the YouTube here. And what is it? Mid-December? We haven't seen competitive football from the New York Giants since what? Freaking 2022, I guess at this point. It's been a while. Football has been bleak in the New York Giants universe. But today, right here on this YouTube channel, we are going to cover TB12. That is Tim Boyle, who played the second half after Tommy DeVito suffered his concussion in the New York Giants 35-14 loss against the Baltimore Ravens, where Lamar Jackson dropped 5 tutties on the New York Giants. But I just want to go through some of these throws from Tim Boyle. Look, it's Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle's played for like 7 teams in the NFL. He played for the Miami Dolphins this year. I don't even know if I knew that. But he actually made some anticipatory passes, some far hash throws, some high-level passes in this game against the Baltimore Ravens when they were playing soft shell defenses a lot of the time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He went in there and he actually looked somewhat competent. Maybe we'll see more of him down the stretch. So I want to bring up some plays here. We're going to add my little stupid face right there in the corner. Boom. There we go. Actually, you know what? No, my stupid face is going to disappear because you know why? You can't see all the work I did pre-show by adding the timestamps at the bottom. So I'm going to disappear. Bye-bye. But you'll hear my stupid voice going through these plays. And I want to start with Tim Boyle's first play of the game. Well, actually, it's his first pass because his first play was a quarterback kneel to end the first half. But his first pass of the game is as simple. It doesn't go for a very long gain. But I think Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito, they could get sacked here. And I know I'm just kind of speaking out of my rear end.
Fred, I do believe you're talking out of your ass
at this moment. But this is impressive for the first pass from a player in this offense with Brian Daboll. He hasn't been here all that long, and we heard Brian Daboll in his post-game press conference say, oh, Tim Boyle's caught up to speed. Boyle has acknowledged that he's caught up to speed with this offense that is akin to drinking water out of a fire hose, according to a lot of new players who have entered Brian Daboll's offense. A lot of new players, though, would take a sack here. But Tim Boyle fakes the toss of Tyrone Tracy Jr. Kyle Hamilton is right in his grill, and he's able to quickly throw the football to the slide route to Daniel Bellinger right in the flat, who came across the formation, and make a completed pass. And I'll accept that. I'll take that. It's like a 4 or 5 yard gain to Daniel Bellinger. But I've seen other quarterbacks attempt this and just eat the sack in this situation when a supreme athlete, top of his position type of player like Kyle Hamilton is just right in his face like that. He's able to dump the football off. And I'm like, okay, Tim Boyle, quick release, get rid of the football. And then a few plays later, now this gets called back because of an illegal shift by Malik Neighbors. You have this far hash rip from Tim Boyle. I love this route by Malik Neighbors. We'll go over that in a little bit. Gets right behind Kyle Hamilton, and that is a beautiful pass. Now, you can't see Tim Boyle hit his back foot and let this rip, but he's thrown this from the far hash, and he puts it right outside. There's really no one to impede Tim Boyle. There's no one Tim Boyle really needs to throw over. The Giants split Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors. They put them in a stack. They motion Malik Neighbors inward and then outward. He is followed by Brandon Stevens. And then Neighbors is going to run towards the top of the numbers, eat into the cushion of Brandon Stevens, work directly behind Kyle Hamilton, who does not expand outward because he has his eyes on Wan'Dale Robinson. If Wan'Dale Robinson possibly goes out, or if there's any other backside routes coming through Kyle Hamilton's area. But Boyle quickly notices this coverage and sees that the Baltimore Ravens are giving him outside the numbers to the far hash. So he's like, bet, as the kids would say, and he lets it rip. And he puts it right where it needs to be. That is a beautifully executed play by Tim Boyle and Malik Neighbors, other than the fact that Malik Neighbors did not get set, and it was a penalty. And you'll see it right here. Hit the back foot. Perfectly accurate, well away from Kyle Hamilton towards the outside shoulder. If there were 2 numbers, it would be towards the outside number, but there's only 1 number, and it is number 1, the great Ray Flaherty. I mean, Malik Neighbors. And Malik Neighbors is able to drag his feet, completion, called back, but still, beautiful play to watch, something we have not seen too frequently in recent years, basically since Eli Manning was the quarterback. And here, this play did not get called back. Love this play. This is an anticipatory pass by Tim Boyle. Sorry for the bottom. You'll see quarter 3, and then there's just, that's gibberish. We should insert my face so you guys do not see that. And we're going to insert my face so you guys do not see that. I am back. Haha. That is how I am going to rectify my mistake from pre. Anyways, look at Tim Boyle here. Gets the snap, hits the back foot. This is a near side throw. So you have a boundary throw. And watch Brandon Stephens. Brandon Stephens is going to sink. And Tim Boyle is already throwing this football in anticipation that Brandon Stephens is going to take the flat and look for any route going shallow. Because Tim Boyle, at this portion of catching the snap and looking at the safeties, he sees too high rotation. When he sees those safeties split and take the deep halves, he understands this is cover 2 and that flat defender is going to come off of Malik Neighbors and he can rip this whole shot. And rip he does. He throws this football. He starts to throw this football as before Malik Neighbors even wins outside. He trusts that Malik Neighbors is going to win outside, not get forced too far off the side, off the red line and towards the sideline, and that Brandon Stephens will come off of it. And that's exactly what happens. And that throw is put perfectly, promptly, and it does not allow the safety to get over the top to absolutely obliterate Malik Neighbors, which is the last thing we want to see right now. This is another beautifully executed play by TB12. Just let it rip, man. Just let it rip. Oh, he let it rip. Tight window. Make it work. Malik Neighbors is excited. He is pointing, hey, we got a first down. That doesn't happen too frequently. That's just trusting your receiver. That's trusting the coverage. It's trusting your eyes. It's having the gumption to make that throw. It's not being reluctant. And reluctance is something that you just can't have if you want to be an anticipatory passer. All right, my ugly face can disappear now. Now, on this throw, it's not perfect from Tim Boyle. Panics a little bit, almost throws an interception to Kyle Hamilton. And at this juncture of the game, the Baltimore Ravens are twisting a lot, as you'll see on this play. See Roquan Smith twist right around the Giants' protection and just get right into the face of Tim Boyle, and he hits him. And Tim Boyle sees this one-on-one matchup, sees a deep safety, and he tries to take advantage of this corner route, but Kyle Hamilton, or Marlon Humphrey, plays it phenomenally. But if you look at the bottom of the screen, you have a Malik Neighbors wide open. So Malik Neighbors is going to run underneath the coverage, and that forced, if you look, because it's man coverage up at this point, Malik Neighbors gets the cornerback to flip his hips. That's just the Malik Neighbors threat right there. The cornerback flips his hips for no apparent reason, and Neighbors runs underneath the mesh route. He runs the mush. Greg Dulcich, UCLA great, runs the mosh, the man under and the man over. And look how far away the Ravens defensive back responsible Malik Neighbors is. Malik Neighbors is wide open. This could have been a massive game. This could have been a touchdown if the blocks are executed down the field by Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton. But TB12 misses it, throws it towards Wan'Dale Robinson, and it ends up going incomplete, almost intercepted. But man, this is a missed opportunity on a 3rd and 5. Malik Neighbors wide open, and Malik Neighbors knew it. And there were a couple times when Tim Boyle missed Malik Neighbors in this game. But you know what? He's also made throws. He also made pretty damn good throws. Here we're going to have another play from Tim Boyle. Hits that back foot. Let it rip. Defender falls, and he squeezes it right into Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson's knee ends up touching the ground. This is a nice route by Wan'Dale Robinson. You're going to see Tim Boyle drop. Hits that back foot. Watch Wan'Dale Robinson out and up. 29 loses balance. 29 falls down. And Tim Boyle puts it a little bit too upfield almost, but it still stops Wan'Dale Robinson before the defender can get there. It's about at the last second. It really is. We're talking mere inches here, and we all know how important inches are. But Wan'Dale Robinson still catches this football, and he's still able to pick up a nice gain on 3rd and 10. Some of these throws are on high leverage situations. 3rd and 10s. We'll have a couple 4th down throws we're going to go over a little bit later. This is just a brief overview, but you still see NFL competent level throwing from Tim Boyle and the Giants moving the football down the field, something that they don't do too frequently, or they haven't done too frequently this year. Protection is fine enough from the New York Giants. Again, you get another twist. Tyrone Tracy's picking people up. Evan Neal ends up getting away from Evan Neal on the twist, but Boyle has a quick release, something Tommy DeVito has. Boyle got that quick release, and he puts it just before number 2 can make the hit on Wan'Dale Robinson. Now we're going to have a 1st and 10. Fake pitch again. Daniel Bellinger, wide open. Giants like this fake pitch down the stretch. The fake pitch was working for the New York Giants down the stretch. They opened the game with a fake pitch to Daniel Bellinger, a different type of play. Here, you're going to have what would have been a high-low, Daniel Bellinger and Wando Robinson. But Wando Robinson, if you look at the bottom of the screen, he tries to undercut Daniel Bellinger's route, but there's so much traffic because of that fake pitch. Look how aggressive the Baltimore Ravens defense was playing that fake pitch to the boundary, allows Tim Boyle to flip his hips, fall back gracefully, and find a Daniel Bellinger wide open. Bellinger just got lost in the sauce. This ends up going for, I believe, 17 yards on a 1st and 10. Fake pitch. Blocks are solid up front. You have one unblocked rusher right in the area of Tim Boyle. Bellinger makes that stiff arm, gets away from Kyle Hamilton, falls through the contact. Now here's the 4th and 3. This ends up being a DPI against Brendan Stevens, but this isn't a bad ball on a 4th and 3. Tim Boyle after the game talked about, hey, you just got to trust Malik Neighbors. When you have Malik Neighbors out there, you just got to throw this football up to the guy, right? And he's right, because Malik Neighbors is uber talented. And on this play, this is an empty formation, catch the football, again, far hash, just let it rip. This is placed well towards the back shoulder. I don't know how much contact there actually is. I think Malik Neighbors does a solid job selling this, but Brendan Stevens doesn't get his head around. And it does look like he gets his chest on Malik Neighbors without his head around, so that would be face guarding. I'm not saying it wasn't a DPI, but I love when receivers do this, mind you. Throw your arms in the air and act like it's worse than it actually is. And the Giants benefit and get this DPI on 4th and 3. But again, not a bad ball thrown to the back shoulder. Like this is catchable. That's a catchable pass if Malik Neighbors is able to flip his hips, turn around, and make that grab. Because there really isn't a lot of space to put that football other than to the back shoulder. And even then, the space wasn't really there. But we'll take it. Now here's another 4th and 3. This is the touchdown, the first touchdown for Malik Neighbors since week 3 when he had 2 against the Cleveland Browns. The first touchdown passing for the New York Giants since the Washington game, the last Washington game. That's the last time a New York Giants quarterback threw a touchdown. And that quarterback was Daniel Jones. He hasn't been on the team for weeks.
Neighbors, Robinson, Jones, down the middle of the field and open.
Boom,
Theo Johnson into the end zone for a touchdown. Well done, Theo Johnson. The rookie hangs on and takes.
Well, here goes Theo Johnson just ripping down the middle of the field. Reading middle safeties, open and wide, 2 deep shell.
It's been rough sledding. But this is another good ball. It's good enough, man. You have empty formation. The Ravens bring the house. Everyone is just blitzing right at Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle has a free rusher, again, right in his grill. And he just puts the pass high into the outside, high into the pylon. Allow Malik Neighbors to run underneath it. He will locate it. He will adjust to it, and he will defeat his defender. And he did all those things and got his feet in bounds for 6. Much earned touchdown by Malik Neighbors. That's a flick of the wrist, too. Again, quick release by Tim Boyle. Quick. Takes the hit. No big deal. Fade Malik Neighbors all the way towards that front pylon. That's exactly what he did. That's not an easy throw to make. And he's doing this basically right as he hits that back foot. He needs to just get rid of the football because there is an unblocked rusher. Malik Neighbors tracks it right into the gut. Gotta love to see that. Again, 1st and 10 towards the end of the game is another missed opportunity. Now, the Giants benefit from another DPI or a defensive hold or whatever the hell it was. But if you look at Malik Neighbors at the top of the screen, he's going to run a dig route. You're going to have Daniel Bellinger on that same side run about a 10-yard in. That's going to remove that overhang defender, that defender who is standing near the hash about 10 to 11 yards off the line of scrimmage. Bellinger's going to run directly at him, and he's going to go in, and that's going to force that defender inside. Now watch Neighbors on the dig. He's wide open, and Malik Neighbors knows he's wide open, and he throws his hands in the air, and he's like, TB12, what are you doing? I'm wide open. But it doesn't matter. Well, it does, but it doesn't matter necessarily because the Giants still convert because of that PI right there. Neighbors wide open. We all see it. We're going to see it here. Maybe because it's an end zone angle. Pockets, good again. Evan Neal does a good job absorbing that contact, anchoring down. Just walk back, then just trust your base, buddy. Trust your base. hold on Wan'Dale Robinson. This is a defeated look for this defender. Just throw it down at the ground by him. Now you're going to get Tim Boyle, little rollout action. He's on the very next play, and he goes to target Malik Neighbors. And it's an interception. I understand what Tim Boyle is attempting to do on this play, right? You have a split safety look. You go into the play action. You see the two safeties. It's an inverted Tampa 2 with 21 dropping down to be that cover 2 robber player. And now you have 2 deep, and you're going to run a post and try to get Malik Neighbors inside of that safety. The safety stays way too far over top, the near side safety that is. And then the far side safety gets his eyes on Tim Boyle as he rolls away from the pocket, understanding that he's not going to be able to throw a ball outside the numbers towards the other side. He closes his half towards the opposite half and then just undercuts Malik Neighbors for this interception. Good play by Baltimore, but it's funny. This is the next play after Malik Neighbors was throwing his hands in the air. Tim Boyle sees this coverage and says, I got to give my guy a shot. Gave him a shot. It was intercepted. It happens. And then it ends up getting ran back a little bit. And we're going to see that here in a second as well. Go into the play action, set up, go to throw the football, and pick, unfortunately. But it is what it is. And that was the brief review of TB12. We saw some good. We saw some bad. I'm interested if you want to win these football games. I'm interested in Tim Boyle actually being the starting quarterback going forward, because I think Tim Boyle, and we'll go back to my face, I think Tim Boyle has shown more than Tommy DeVito at this point. And if Tommy DeVito is not a part of your long-term plans, if Tommy DeVito is not a part of what you're doing moving forward, there's really no reason to continue to start him. Drew Lock, I think he's done after this season. Drew Lock was struggling with this offense from the beginning of training camp. It was obvious, and he never seemed comfortable. And since we've seen him recently, he still does not appear to be comfortable. Tim Boyle at least showed a little bit, right? He at least showed some anticipatory passing. He at least showed the ability to move the football. And people will say, hey, the Ravens were playing soft zones to some degree. I saw some man coverage out there, though. They were blitzing. They were twisting. They were trying to get after Timmy B, TBZ, TB12. And TB12 was able to do at least something. And you know what? At least something is better than nothing. And nothing is what we've become accustomed to seeing from this New York Giants team. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, comment on this channel, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye now.